Hey everyone, welcome back to Boost Culture Rende, your home for the rawest, most detailed breakdowns of the machines that fuel our passion. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that's been stirring a lot of excitement in the adventure bike community at the all-new 2026 Honda CRF750 liters. This isn't just another mid-weight adventure bike. This is Honda's latest statement in the dual sport world, built to bridge the gap between everyday usability and hardcore off-road performance. If you've been waiting for the perfect blend of Dakar-inspired grit and modern touring comfort, this might just be it. So, let's fire it up, look closer, and see if the hype lives up to the ride. And now the first thing that grabs you when you walk up to the CRF750 liters is that signature Honda aggression. Up front, the bike looks sharp, compact, and ready for action. The twin LED headlights are narrow and angular, almost like eyes glaring through a dust storm. The redesigned fairing follows Honda's Rally DNA, inspired by the CRF450 Rally, with aerodynamic channels sculpted for both airflow and visual drama. You get a tall stance, a sleek windscreen with adjustable height, and those crisp red and white color schemes that instantly shout CRF family. Even the little touches at the front fender shape, the aggressive fork guards, and the precise way the front end narrows toward the tank cap all tell you this bike means business, on-road or off. Moving along the side, that's where the 750 liters' proportions really shine. It's got that tall, commanding adventure posture, but it's also slimmer than most of its rivals in this segment, which means better control and tight trails. The 21-inch front and 18-inch rear spoked wheels hint at Honda's off-road intent, while the aluminum swingarm and high ground clearance emphasize its dual sport DNA. The tank has been reshaped to hold around 20 liters of fuel, giving it excellent range without feeling bulky between the knees. The C design flows beautifully into the rear subframe, offering both comfort for long rides and control for standing off-road riding. And if you're someone who rides two up or loads up luggage, the 750 liters' integrated mounting points and optional pannier setup make it clear that Honda wants you to travel far and hard. From the rear, the CRF 750 liters keeps things minimal and rugged. The LED taillight is compact, the rear fender is short, and the exposed subframe gives it a raw, mechanical look. There's a new high-mounted exhaust system that looks and sounds more aggressive than any CRF before it, tuned for that satisfying deep tone without being obnoxious. It's lightweight, corrosion-resistant, and adds to the bike's rally vibe. Everything from the grab handles to the tucked-in indicators feels purpose-built, with function leading Form A yet still undeniably Honda in its execution. Underneath all this design finesse is where the real story unfolds at the heart of the CRF 750 liters. Honda's packed a brand new 755cc parallel twin engine, the same platform that debuted in the Hornet and the Transalp, but here it's tuned differently. You're looking at around 91 horsepower and 75 Nm of torque, delivered with a smoother and more tractable curve that favors control and balance. The throttle-by-wire system gives you multiple riding modes: A Sport, Standard, Rain, and 2 custom modes: A letting you tailor throttle response, traction control, and ABS settings to your terrain. The 6-speed gearbox feels crisp, and Honda's optional quickshifter makes upshifts and downshifts buttery smooth. The engine's character is lively yet refined, giving enough punch on highways while staying predictable off-road. It's an engine that doesn't just move the bike, it feels alive, ready to respond to every little input you give it. Performance-wise, this bike is an absolute revelation for riders who've been craving that perfect middleweight adventure balance. The new steel frame, paired with Showa 43mm fully adjustable inverted forks and a Pro-Link rear shock, delivers impressive stability and comfort. Whether you're carving mountain twisties, blasting through gravel, or crawling over rocks, the suspension keeps you planted yet forgiving. The ride feels light and confidence-inspiring, especially with a curb weight hovering around 210 kilograms. It's agile enough for off-road fun but planted enough for touring comfort. Honda's done a remarkable job fine-tuning the center of gravity, so even when loaded with gear, the CRF750 liters stays composed. The braking setup is just as serious: a twin 310mm front discs with radial mount calipers and a single 256mm rear disc. Combined ABS with off-road mode means you can switch it off at the rear wheel when the trail gets tricky. The electronics suite doesn't try to overwhelm you, it enhances the experience without feeling intrusive. The TFT display is a crisp 5-inch unit, fully customizable, with Bluetooth connectivity for navigation and calls. You get all of the essentials: gear indicator, fuel range, traction control status, ride modes, and a clean interface that's easy to read even under direct sunlight. Now let's talk about the price, because that's what might make or break this segment. Honda's expected to launch the 2026 CRF750 liters starting around $11,500 to $12,000, depending on the market and spec. That puts it right in the sweet spot between the Yamaha TA copyright and A copyright or A copyright 700 and the KTM 790 Adventure. And honestly, for what it delivers: a Honda reliability, premium build, smart tech, and a strong new engine, that's pretty compelling value. Maintenance intervals are generous, and Honda's reputation for durability means you're not just buying a bike, you're investing in years of adventure without worry. At the end of the day, the 2026 Honda CRF 750 liters feels like the bike many of us have been asking for: a tough, reliable, midway dual sport that doesn't sacrifice comfort for capability. It's practical enough for daily rides, powerful enough for touring, and tough enough to chase horizons beyond the pavement. Honda didn't just make a scaled-up CRF, they built something that feels genuinely ready to redefine the middleweight adventure class. So, is it worth it? Absolutely, if you're the kind of rider who values balance over bravado, and you want a machine that feels as good at 10 miles an hour on a trail as it does at 90 on the highway. That's it for today's review of the 2026 Honda CRF 750 liters. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to Boost Culture Rend, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next feature. We've got more first-ride impressions, comparisons, and behind-the-scenes stories coming up soon. Until then, keep your throttle steady and your spirit restless. This is Rend, signing off.